Hey gang, Mark LeBlanc welcoming you back to the Alley Cat Workshop. It's been almost 4 weeks since I've spent any reasonable amount of time in the shop. COVID hit me, that took me out for about 10 days. I did not enjoy the experience, to be honest with you. And then after that, spring has been a little bit late over here, so it was time to get the house ready for the summertime, getting the pool ready, getting the grass ready, getting our plants ready. So, long story short, I'm way behind getting back into the workshop. And another thing that I did during that time is actually put stain and finish on my face frames. So I did 2 coats of stain on the face frames and also on the side of the exposed side of the cabinets, and I put 4 coats of varnish both on the inside face and also the outside face, all the visible parts of the face frames. So I'm almost ready right now to go ahead and attach these to the cabinet. I'm going to work on that in the next couple of days. First thing I want to do today is finish the face frame. How do I do that? I've got a piece of craft paper here, and all I need to do is just buff up the where I put the varnish, and just by the touch, it's remarkable the difference that it makes. It gives it a bit of a shine, but it also smooths out whatever imperfections there might be. So first order of business is to do the craft paper, put everything aside so that I can clean up the shop and get it back into working condition. But the other project that I will tackle today is putting a trellis on my planter boxes. My tomatoes last year grew a lot. So this year, instead of having a bunch of clumsy stakes, I want to have a proper trellis inside the box to be able to attach my tomato plants. So that's going to be the project for today. In the meantime, time to buff out and clean up the shop. So let's get to it. This is an ideal project for scrap wood. And God only knows how much scrap wood we can accumulate over time, right? So I'm building this out of pieces of pine and some other stuff. I'm not even sure what it is. I think it's hemlock. Maybe it is. I frankly don't care if this trellis does not last more than a couple of years. So all I know is I have an efficient source of scrap wood in this shop, and if I need to rebuild it in a couple of years, then so be it. This build took about 30 minutes to put together, so it's really a small project to do. Now, to assemble this, I'm just using quick brad nails. I think it's 3/4 inch in length. And to better hold up the trellis in place, I'm using these, that looks like an F-shaped brace, and I'm going to attach that to both of the sides of the trellis itself. And that's going to provide a lot more strength to the structure. In order to attach it, I'm going to use pocket screws and just attach it to the main brace. Easy peasy. And to secure it a little bit more strength, I actually put some screws on the F-brace. I found that the brads weren't strong enough. And finally, once everything is completed, I brought it over to my planter box and just pushed the structure into the soil. And there you go. Voila! A simple trellis that will do the trick. in there, that should do it. Stupid, simple project. I don't care if this lasts or if it doesn't. This is a bunch of scrap wood. I can rebuild this any year. But what is going to allow me is to attach my tomato plants at least until they get to that height, or even possibly further. This is ideal. Simple build. Really simple. In this entire project, I consider that there are 2 steps that are really critical. And this is the first of those steps. Now, the most critical piece is going to be to build this section here on both ends, or both middle sections of the cabinet. Why? Because, let me show you here. Both of these sections need to be made of solid wood and need to be a parallelogram. I don't know if you can see that. But there's a 70-degree angle here, and there's a 70-degree angle here. And that piece needs to be, because of its complexity, you want it to be the same width, for the entire height of the cabinet. And that involves placing these face frames properly. So, this is the most complex piece. Make sure that you build a parallelogram. The second most complex step is actually placing these face frames in the proper place, so that the most complex step, the parallelogram, becomes easier. I've already secured this section. I'm going to secure the middle, and then I'll secure the leftmost side. So I'm really taking my time here. What I am doing is using a combination of pocket screws and brads to secure these pieces, and also glue to the face frame. So it involves taking my time, making sure that, putting the glue down, or evening it out along the surface, placing the face frame, making sure that it's really, really well aligned, and then securing it in place. Now, this middle section will only be pocket screws. The side sections, I'm going to be using brads on the end. You need to take your time here. You really need to take your time, because any little mistake or any little error that's introduced here is going to screw up the next step, which is the most complex step, which is building that very famous parallelogram.
So the first cut was purposely too wide. I ended up making 5 different cuts, each time shaving a very small amount of lumber to get to an almost perfect fit. You really, really have to take your time here.
All right, so the news is good, but not great. Let me show you. I have cut this, and this particular section here is almost perfect. But at the top end, you'll notice that there's a bit of a gap because this is a little slightly too long still. So I've got a bit of a taper. All right. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to shave some of the edge off, either this edge or the other edge, so that I get a perfect fit. Kind of like doing a shim. So in light of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start focusing on building the second section and get that done and get about as far as as this section over here, and that'll give me time to think through how I want to go about this. Overall, I'm pretty happy because I know that this was going to be, a bit touchy. So I'm not disappointed. I'm not surprised as well at the results I'm getting. But I'm going to put this on ice and focus on the second section in order to just get some progress and keep some progress going. All right, guys, I'm going to shut the video down at this point. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. I really appreciate if you could do that. It helps the channel, helps me. And leave me some comments. And if you've got any ideas as to how to fix this particular problem, I'd love to hear from you and figure out how we progress. But next video, I'll focus on getting this fixed and getting this installed. Thanks for watching.